Welcome back to the Rust Bucket, guys, but it's our Rust Bucket and we love her. A bit, I suppose. So we were planning on a 3-year cruising adventure, but 2 days after the purchase of our boat we discovered this huge leak, so we've literally just spent the last year correcting the damage. I mean, it's quite the horror story now looking back at this footage. But here we are, June 2022, and things are starting to look a bit more positive. A little bit. You know what you're thinking, what positives? What bloody positives? We have now the great opportunity to build the boat exactly to our specs. And also, we're going to know the boat inside out, literally. I mean, if anything goes wrong on this bad boy, we're going to know exactly where everything is. So, there are positives, believe it or not. Welcome to my home. And there is still a leak that hasn't fully been found yet. We keep thinking that we've found it, and then it springs up again, the bloody thing. Boat life. So yeah, an absolute shed load to get cracking on with. So let's get a cuppa on the go and talk you through our plans. Hi guys, how's it going?
Hi guys.
So here we go again, and guess what's back to play today? Do you know what's back to play today?
You?
Me and the measurement gauge. Is it gauge? Gauge. The measurement gauge. So the plan was to try and scrape the water tank this weekend, but I didn't want to climb down in there until I actually knew that the bottom was thick enough for me to climb into, because there's lots of rust in there and it really needs to be sort of checked really first, doesn't it? And another thing is the sides, because I know the bottom had the whole sort of base plate put on, but they don't really put the base plate up on the sides, you know, so I don't want to scraping along the sides in there, and then all of a sudden, you know, arm goes through. Also, we had some fantastic comments about the bow thruster, because that area where the leak is, we think it's coming from the weed hatch that leads into the bow thruster area, but a lot of comments are saying you wouldn't get that amount of water. It's most probably coming from the bow thruster, because the bow thruster is only about 3mm thick or something. So I'm also going to put the little measurement gauge on the bow thruster on a few areas. I don't know if that works really, but it'll give you some sort of indication, won't it? It'll be a bit of fun anyway. Okay, so let's finish off our cups of tea and then get cracking. So we're just in the process of sorting out our cratch covers, and for those that don't know, that's the canopy that sits over the front here. You've probably seen them on most narrowboats. Surprise, surprise, ours doesn't have one, and there's normally a little bit of wood that runs through the middle that the material sits on.
Right, so last week I finished off sanding all of this down, ready for the cratch cover at the front. There was a little bit of a crack down here, so I just glued it up. So I'm going to sand away that glue, and then I'm going to varnish it so it's all nice and protected, weather protected for when it goes up.
And those bits sit up here, if you remember, for our cratch cover. So time to show off a little bit and mix up Beck's solution for her. Yacht varnish. Look at the colour of it. We need a twig. It only can be mixed with a twig. We mix the solution. So yeah, 50-50 with the yacht varnish and the white spirit. This is coming from a professional. Copy me, do exactly what I do. Don't do exactly what I do. Disclaimer, again. Okay, so that's about 50-50. Give it a little mixy.
Thank you.
There you go. So while Becca is adding the yacht varnish to that lump of wood, I'm going to go into my snoring room at the back of the boat here. I want to check if the leak from the bow thruster, with all that water, if more water's got back under there again, because we need to get that out. There's no bilge pump in the back there. Okay, so the snoring room, guys. I'm going to move all this out and then get under the floorboards and check if there's water under there. So we want to get the tighten under there, and we want to get all that water up if there is water under there. There might not be any water up there with a bit of luck, but I don't want our lovely, like, new, fresh, 2-packed bilges all going manky. You know what happened last time when all that water collected up underneath the floorboards, and we don't want to let it get to that stage again. We want our bilges all nice and lovely. So this is a little bit more of just a precaution, really. Hoover it up, and then we've still got to tackle and find out what this leak situation is at the front. So we'll get in there again too, and then start running some tests. You ready, guys? There we go, perfect. That is where the hatch is that the Maverick built. So we're going to get this up and check if there's some water under there in the back. And if there is, Titan's coming up to play. Okay, let me in, let me in. Doesn't seem to be any. So far, so good. Is it good? Could have been a good excuse to whip out the Titan. Let's get Becca to stand on the side quickly. And then if any water would trickle down, wouldn't it? You'd see it. Becca, do you think you could just stand on the side at the back to see if any water would trickle down? You may have noticed that, guys. That's a guitar. Hopefully by the end of this video, I would have persuaded her to have a little blast on that guitar and give us all a little showdown. Let's have a look what she's up to. Are you on it? Yeah. Give it a little jump up and down or something. Rock it. Try and rock it if you can. Are you all right up there? Where are you? I don't think there's any water. Okay, cheers. To save the Titan for another day. Narrowboat life, barefoot. All over the hand. Some fun there. So let's have a little look in the water tank and see how the old rust repellent has done since last week. So yeah, just the rim of our water tank was extremely rusty and we gave it a coat of Aquastil and it's come up absolutely lovely on the top here. Next stop, the actual water tank, but we've got to give that a scrape first. Okay, so into the bow thruster area, and yeah, our bow thruster is actually broken, so it's useless anyway. I never thought when I bought this boat that I'd be down here like daily. Follow me down, Rebecca. Barely anything really. I don't even know if that will suck up. That won't even suck up. So little, and it's literally. But we want to do a measurement check on this on a few areas just to see maybe there is a slow little crack or something. A tissue puncture on the valve. That bit there is always wet, isn't it, where the wires are on? So when we have heavy rain, it always fills up down here. And now where we haven't had heavy rain for a few weeks, I mean, it hasn't filled up at all, has it? So it's hard to think that it would be the bow thruster tube. But
see where it's a bit darker, I think that is possibly a bit damp.
Yeah, but that's always been damp there, hasn't it?
But that bit looks a bit iffy.
You know what we're going to do then, don't you? We're going to get the little measuring device on it and check the fitness of it. And do a bow thruster tube measuring checker. A thickness reading of the tube. Should we get it out? Professional instrument. Am I
professional instrument?
Gosh, we have been here before. Hello, old friend. Careful. I'll pull the skin off. Deglove it. That's it. Put it back in its glove. Health and safety first.
So we need to calibrate it again.
Why have we got to calibrate it again when we already done it last time?
No reason.
The rust doctor. Make sure you keep this all clean so we can send it back. Right, so we're just going to get the old wire brush on the tube, just a little bit, just to try and make it a bit more smooth, so that when we do the reading, we get a smooth reading. What a professional channel. We'll just do this top bit here for now. Like Becca was telling me yesterday that bow thrusters are very rarely ever sort of looked after. They're sort of forgotten about. So people don't treat them, people don't sort of paint them with any sort of rust repellent or anything, do they? They just sort of leave them. Right, do you want to let it rip? You ready to take the measurement? Always quite fun this, isn't it, this bit? Out of everything, it's the funnest bit, this. So what thickness is that meant to be?
I don't actually know. I don't know what thickness.
I've been told it sort of can be like 3 millimetres or something sometimes.
7.6.
That's well thick. It's always good when the measurements come back high, isn't it? This is a different area.
6. I think it's about 6 now.
So it seems like it's 6 mil now, actually. Maybe when that eel got caught in the bow thruster, that's what caused a lot of the problems.
The more vulnerable bit is the bottom of the pipe.
Yeah, and that's the wet bit too, so we'll get to that in a minute. We'll save the good till the last. 30.
6.
Well, I don't know if it's designed for checking the measurements on a bow thruster. It's only a bit of fun really, but it does give you a sort of indication of of what's going on, isn't it? So next we're going to check the thickness of the sides of the water tank at the front. I want to get down there and scrape it and de-rust it in the next few weeks, but I also don't want to put my arm through it and drown.
Hand me my tools.
Okay, tool number 1, tool number 2. Because yeah, it's quite a small little area. Could you imagine getting caught down there and it starts flooding with water? Jesus. I'll pop that on there so it's protected. Ladies first. Didn't even let me have a chance to get myself in there.
Huh?
Nothing. There might be some spiders above your head. Are you sure you don't want me to like de-spider it in there first? I will be de-spidering it for myself. And this is probably the safest way to carry out this process. Support the female and lower her in gently. I'll lower you in slowly. A little bit further. A little bit further now. Did it help when I sort of held the back of your dungarees to stop you from falling in?
Am I meant to say yes?
Just want you to be honest, Becca. It's an honest channel, this. Right.
You done?
Yep. Sorry. Think of the viewers.
Oh, come on.
Do you want me to go in? I'll go in and do it. No? Okay. It's a good shot.
7, but I think that's like...
Probably still 6-ish. Again, health and safety first. I'm supporting you. It's a little bit further. A little bit further. I'm getting you out. What's it like down there?
Bit cavernous.
Let's see how a man would tackle this problem.
I think you need a bit more. You didn't really get enough.
Not just any man, a very professional man.
Don't dip it in, just let the stuff...
Quite a lot on there. Fun, isn't it? Calibration is about to take place. You sort of have to move it, do you?
Yeah, you're looking for that
there it
symbol
is.
to come up.
7.4 there, okay. I'll do the other side. Yeah, 7.3 it says there. I'm good with this. I reached contact straight away, Rebecca. 8. So this is just a little bit lower, and then we'll try and get even lower down. If I can somehow get down there. I'm a bit worried about getting down there, and then if you put a hole through, these things fill up in about 10 seconds and you die, don't you? I've seen videos. I'm getting a reading there. Anything now? 10.4.
Is that reading it properly, is it?
Yeah. Did you want to have another look down there or anything? Yeah, Becca's a lot better at it than me. She gets a far clearer reading. You alright? You're not falling asleep?
Something's been poured into the base or something.
And then a discovery like none other. That's gold. It wasn't gold.
It's more like stone. Or like...
And that's what's in the bottom of the tank?
Well, I found that little bit and that feels similar in composition to the base in places. So I wonder if it had something poured into it.
Well, that's not rust. I'm just trying to work out what's going on down there, because there's this sort of little area right in the back corner of the water tank which seems about this thick, about 8mm thick, and it goes down. I don't know if that's just a big lump of rust sat on the top that needs to get shot off, like we had in the bilges, like these big sheets were coming off. So it could be that. It just all looks a bit odd. So it's quite hard to climb on down there. I don't want to climb in there either in case my leg goes through the bloody thing. It probably wouldn't, but these boats can fill up in about 10 seconds. I've seen it on YouTube. And then you're stuck in this horrible little... I don't want to die down there. That isn't my calling. That isn't my destiny. I'm going to find some Gorilla Tape and we're going to build a contraption. Do you want to wear me flip-flops or something walking around like that? You don't want to cut yourself. You want to build the contraption. So we're going to build a little contraption. So we're going to attach the scraper to a long piece of metal so we can reach down there and sort of chisel away at it a little bit before getting down there fully. And hopefully we can get a little bit off and then we sort of assess it before making more contact.
He's a Maori, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going down in the tank.
This is where one of us loses a limb.
I'll just go down. God, it's coming up just like sand.
Is it? What the hell is that?
It's just flaking off. It's not even hard. It literally is just flaking off. But it's only like a layer on the top.
Unless it's just sediment build up. It's almost, it's a bit like sand, but it's not sand.
You get down there and have a little.
Yeah.
Comes off really lovely, doesn't it?
I'm just trying to get all the old stuff out of the way so I can see a bit better. That might just be sediment.
Yeah. I'll go and collect the probe. Tight down there, guys, so I don't think I'm going to get in there. I want Bex to be able to really get in there and concentrate with getting the right reading. So we're just going to let you know what it comes back as. Have to go a little bit further. So as much as I've been dreading doing the water tank, it's actually turned out to be quite a fun little task. And just to give you the quick heads up, you probably want to switch the video off now if you don't want to watch two drunk people trying to play guitar and sing.
No, seriously?
Why not? Why?
Oh, seriously?
Come on.
I don't...
It's got the wide angle going.
No, I'm not doing it whilst your video.
No. How you do that trick, the one that makes me scream, she said. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for.
James Dean, for sure. Forgotten the words. There's no way if that recorded that you're doing anything with that.
That's good. Come on!
Well, I don't know why I came in tonight. I got the feeling something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. Then I'm get down the stairs. Clowns in the bathroom, pull this to the right, here I am, stuck in the stuck in DJ, get that quick, streets not a freeway.
Standing in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for that little girl. Songs to me behind the marquee, lover's soul. By the way, I tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. My fault. No, that's good. That's too much. That's
well chaotic.